All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing all right. We're just going to give a little One Harmony update because that thing is battling its way out of this. Correction, and we're going to see what it needs to do to get its way out of there. All right, yeah. Before we jump into the charts, going to do that asking thing of you, asking you to like the video, asking you to subscribe if you're new, and asking me to do that favor and click that notification bell. It's not a necessary thing, but it's a thing that I'm asking you to do as a favor. Anyway, don't want to be pushy now, do I? So yeah, we've got a lot of blood on the streets, and yeah, we've got things that are falling because of Bitcoin. But luckily enough, the pain that we've had in One Harmony happened a while ago. You know, most of our pain in One Harmony was back on the 23rd of April, and then a little bit of a scary moment there on the 13th of May. So luckily enough, One Harmony is coming out of a correction, so it's not getting affected as much as the rest of the market by these Bitcoin dumps or dips or whatever you want to call it. So, I'm just willing Bitcoin to get down below 40, so everyone buys in again, and then it flies on out of there, starts that second leg of the alt season, and then we're all happy, right? Everything's up. But anyway, One Harmony's doing the right thing. I just wanted to touch base with you and just kind of help myself and help yourself. Just feel confident that things are going well. What am I seeing? RSI, double tap on the bottom there, making a higher high, and a higher low. So RSI is looking good. We're looking strong from that respect. Volume's coming in, so we're looking good on volume. Volumes come in, bit of selling pressure there today, but buying pressure as well. A bit of a doji candle. We're on the 4-hourly chart, so we're above this volume defined node. So the fact, as long as we're staying above 15.85, 15 cents and 15.85 cents, we're good. Especially if we stay above 16.2 cents. They're our two kind of clear nodes. What I can see is that it is really struggling to kind of stay above that 16.3, 16.5 level. And if we zoom in there and just kind of scroll across, you know, so we're hovering around it now. Got a candle that tried to wick above it there. Two kind of bars that went above and pulled back again. Double wick there. Weak candle that's trying to go up. Weak candle trying to go up. All the way back here to 13th of April. Two wicks there. So there's a lot of action around that level. It's a key level that I feel like we need to break, right? So closing 4-hour candles above 16.5 cents to me is bullish. And then I guess the next things we're looking for is kind of up around the 19 cents naturally, because that's clearing, the upper edge of the all-time high resistance there. So I think once we kind of close some candles above 19, we're going to see some really good price action, but just always be prepared for that choppiness. You can see a good run up, pull back, good run up, pull back, good run up. So there could be a bit of sideways action going on here, but they're the key levels we're looking for. You know, when it closes the day above 16.5, woohoo, closes the next day above, kind of 18, 19, another good kind of milestone. And then by that time, hopefully we're just watching green Lambos, right? Green Lambo candles. That's what we want to see. Okay, so I've just switched over to the monthly chart on One Harmony, and I always like to pull things back into perspective. You know, when you're stuck on the daily chart and you're just looking at things grinding down, making their way up, grinding down, making their way up, it kind of can be a bit painful sometimes. So I just want to kind of just have a look at this chart for what it is. Like we've got a bear market here, like got some really big lows, a couple of good months to run up, a loss in all of that. And then we've had like 3 solid months, so from January through to March, like were amazing months, in any market, you couldn't unbridled percentage gains in profits. You know, if you bought at that 0.5%, or even if you bought it like 1 cent or 2 cents or 3 cents, you know, you've had a really good run, right? So that's why it hurts a little bit when you get sucked into the daily chart action. But when you look at the monthly, you know, we've had the worst of it out of the way. So we've had our 72% pullback from the very tippy top. Now, this month, you know, technically a 60% pullback at the worst from the very tippy top. But right now, we're only 30% off the top, which in crypto is nothing, you know, like that's nearly out of there, right? So monthly chart, sometimes it's good to kind of just pull back and just see where we are. You know, all that's happened is like we've had one big massive candle and now we've got a little bit of a tug of war, even less of a tug of war, and it's green. The next candle might even be like that tiny little tug of war with a bit of a spike up of a candle on the monthly, and the next one's going to be the Lambo, you know, on the monthly. And when we start printing some more of these 635% monthly candles, nobody's going to be remembering what happened for a month or two where things corrected for a while, right? So I always like to pull back and zoom out, you know, even if you go to the weekly chart, it's not that bad. It's pretty normal. It's like good run up, 2 weeks pullback, 3 or 4 weeks run up, 4 weeks pullback. And now, you know, on the weekly, it's like 4 greens and 1 red, you know. So in general, we're in an uptrend again, you know. In general, we've clearly reversed that daily. We've clearly reversed that downtrend. I just think when you go back to that daily sometimes and you see the choppiness, it just, you know, it makes you feel a bit different when you're like down, 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 up, down, you know. It's kind of all a bit, you know, a little bit too complicated at that level, you know, when the reality is that all that's happened is it's come down, it tried to go up, it came down, and then now it's going up again. But from here, this lowest point of 6 cents, it's going all the way up to, what is it now? 19 cents, 20 cents. So that's where we're at on the One Harmony chart. We are very close to grinding our way to all-time highs again. Probably see a little bit of a tap back and then a bit of a sideways, and then we'll kind of fly on out of there, depending on what happens in the market, right? So that's where we're at on One Harmony. Now, for those of you that have been playing or dabbling in ICP like me, I mean, luckily enough, I've learnt over the while that you dabble small when you're entering these very new projects that are like falling knives, and trying to catch the bottom is like a falling knife. So I went in at like 220, 210. So yeah, I'm definitely not in profit, but I'm okay with that. We're on the 15-minute chart now. I mean, what I was seeing is this kind of node here, this volume defined node around 200 as being a solid, I guess, support resistance level, and now it's going to be a resistance level. So we've had a big sell-off just recently, which is fine, but hopefully that's looking like a V bottom. You know, hopefully that's like a big rundown, big wick reaching out. You know, is that the bottom 166? Hopefully. It's definitely a big stab lower from a wick wise, and especially when that's a 15-minute wick. It was a very quick kind of down and pull in, good volume there, you know, increased volume action down here. So 170 is probably our floor resistance, local kind of ceiling resistance 180, and then, you know, kind of make our way 192, 195, and then if we can get up and stay above 200 then, and use that as a bouncing launching pad, because there's a lot of price action around here. If we use 200 as a bouncing pad, kind of go up and down, you know, once again, good buy points. But if you are, you know, an accumulator of this and you were just having little nibbles, well, now is the good time to buy, right? You know, not saying it can't fall further. You know, there's some people in the comments saying 150, there's some people saying, you know, seed investors' coins were released today and they'll sell. But, you know, you've also got to think that if you're a seed investor and you've held it this long and you don't need the money, why wouldn't you wait till the price goes up a bit more to sell it? You know, why would you sell at the very bottom, you know? Why wouldn't you hold on and wait till it's up in 300s or 600s again, you know, and then sell? So anyway, ICP update, there's nothing crazy going on. Peercoin's down 10% as well right now. Because it's had a good run so on the day. So it's not abnormal for things to have been falling 10% because they've had a good run. And I guess for ICP, it's more about the fact that it is a new project and there is no real chart resistance or support level. So we're just building them up now. You know, you can see them right there. You know, you can see 200, 250, you know, 280 and 313 there. So there's a couple of levels we've got to break through, clearly defined by that volume. So these are the ones you're watching out for. These are the ones you're kind of thinking that there could be some reaction to on the chart. So, but yeah, from, you know, going back to that 4-hourly chart, from an RSI perspective, you know, it is oversold, you know, so can it go to zero? Possibly, you know, can it go down here? Yes, it's oversold, but you can see it is kind of hovering around. And if anything, it's in an uptrend on the RSI, even though it's so low. So I guess, you know, from the asymmetry of it still, even buying at 200 or 300, when you think about it being 600, you're still on the asymmetrical side of the trade, you know, from anywhere from 300 down. Yes, if you bought at 450 or 500, that sucks a little bit. But if you can dollar cost average in and you're a believer, then that's what, like, I would do personally. If I'm a believer, I dollar cost average in. You know, I've done that in cryptos before when I didn't follow the charts and I bought at the top and had to dollar cost average down. Or, you know, yes, you can sell if you want and buy, think it'll go buy back in lower, but that's such a risky play as well. Or you can just wait, you know, you can just wait, because at the end of the day, this whole thing is like pretty much a V. It's going to go down and then it's going to grind its way back up to 450, 600, and then it's going to go up, you know, following the rest of the bull run. That's the thing that happens, you know, so just like learn from the situation. That's all I can say is if you bought ICP on the first day thinking it would go up, like the reality is that sometimes it can, you know, like there's IPOs in history that went up from the first day for months and months and months, and you could buy in one day and sell the next week or two and make thousands of % profit, but sometimes they go down, you know, and you just can't tell, you know, you can't tell. And that's why sometimes it's better to sit on the sidelines and wait and see, you know, which is what I did, but I probably didn't wait enough, you know, like a lot of us did. But, you know, congratulations to those that were kind of grabbing it at 180, 170 there, you know, anyone that's kind of got it as low as 160, well done. Yeah, good. We're looking forward to the part 2 of the bull run, and when things are just kind of generally going to the upside, because at the moment, my portfolio is definitely about a third of what it was back at the, you know, mid-March there, and maybe yours is as well. But you've just got to ride that out, because even though it's shaved a third of its profit, it was up 6 times or 7 times before that, you know. So it goes up 6 times, drops a third, you know. So what am I now at, you know, 2 times up or 3 times up in total. So it's not like you're losing all your money. It's just unrealized gains and losses at this stage. And if you're in it for the long haul like me, I'm not too affected by that. I'm a firm believer in how much longer the rally has to go. And I guess, yeah, just one little bonus bit for anyone that has stuck around, and it's something that I was looking at just today, just to give you a bit of confidence about like where we're at in the market. You know, so if we come back to 2017, so from the 25th of May 2017 through to the 18th of July, right? So if we look at this structure, right? And we're on a 3-day chart here. So we've got a bullish run up in price on the 25th of May, a pullback, another bullish run up, a pullback, another bullish run up, right? So it's kind of like head and shoulders kind of, but then another shoulder, right? And then the dip, you know, so like 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes to the upside, then a big pullback, then a big pullback up to kind of nearly all-time highs there, pull back again, and then fly to the upside, right? And then the rest is history. It went on to do, you know, a parabolic top, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, pull back, reattempt, pull back, and then, you know, upward trend continues, right? Come back, fast forward a little bit. So what have we got here? The 10th of January. No, sorry, not the 10th of January. We've got over here. 21st of February, a bullish attempt, 2 bullish attempts, 3 bullish attempts, 4 bullish attempts, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 ups, 1 down. Are we going to get that other up? And then a big pullback. And then are we going to kind of get that reattempt at that all-time high, a bit of a pullback, and then fly on out of there, right? So that would, you know, on a time scale perspective, if that one started on the 21st of Feb, the one back here started on, you know, it was around the 25th of May. So if we're talking about this one, you know, playing out a little bit earlier, then possibly, you know, towards, you know, the end of, well, the start of June, middle of June, you know, is that the time frame we're looking at for this thing to play out? Maybe it'll play out a little bit quicker, but the reality is that from there, you know, from this position, which is the cool thing, is that we did about 1,000%. Now, if we were to be conservative and say that it would to do a third of that move this time. So if we were to say it would do like 333% from here on in, where would that get us? You know, like 186,000 for Bitcoin, right? If it was to do half, you know, that's the 250 mark, you know, and then some people are calling for the 300, you know, like I'm going to play it ultra conservative and this 130 line as like a tippy top, which is like a 230, you know, a quarter of the 1,000% move basically that it did last time from its middle correction in the bull run. But yeah, like, you know, that's the crazy thing is like some people are saying this thing's nearly over, this could be a top, but you know, I just really think that from the 15th of Feb there, it was crypto half time started, you know, like some of the alts were still firing through March, but in general, it's kind of, everything's had its good run, everything's been going sideways for a while, and crypto half time is nearly over. Bitcoin rules the show, looking for that dip below 40, you know, buyers rush in, you know, narrative changes. Everyone's like, oh no, that's right. Yes, Bitcoin is going to 300,000. Look at that. You know, it's broken into new all-time highs. It's pushing 80,000, 100,000. And the next thing you know, everyone can't resist buying it at ridiculous prices. And then, you know, we're all cashing out of our bags in the hype and mayhem that is to ensue. So that's, you know, that's my kind of take, you know, like, where does this take us? You know, like if this kind of structure plays out, you know, Bitcoin tops late, you know, mid to late December, pulls back, and then, you know, this, you know, February, mid-Feb kind of thing, that's when alt season is officially over, which, you know, gives us some good timing, you know, some good understanding just to kind of sit back a bit and just relax. And yeah, and while we're watching here, One Harmony's breaking through that 16.5 cent level, which is good as well, you know. So things are happening. That's good. We like to see that. And yeah, anyway, that was my little 2 cents of added extras. So if you have stuck around to the end, thank you very much. And if you haven't liked the video yet, please do, and subscribe and notification, all that stuff. I've been Jared. It's been Crypto Plan, and bye for now.